Ladies and gentlemen, the conversation recently has been absolutely crazy, from hearing about the Las Vegas UFO crash to hearing the guy coming forward, giving his testimony and saying, and we heard neighbors saying that, yep, they have been seeing government vehicles coming around. I made a video on it yesterday. I will link you in the comments as well. And at the end, definitely check that out after this video that I'm about to show you. But the crazy thing here is that whether you believe this Las Vegas UFO crash or not, the crazy part here is that the government vehicles are circling around. Men in black are showing up. Allegedly, that's what we're hearing. I'm not sure about men in black, but neighbors are claiming that, you know, government vehicles are coming around periodically. So that goes to show you that something indeed happened. We do not know what. They claim UFO, aliens, whatnot. We just simply do not know, but we have seen the security camera footage, so something definitely fell. It was a loud boom. We also saw the light as well. It lit up the entire neighborhood as well. So something surely happened. Was it a meteor? I'm not sure. If it was a meteor, well, the shape that we saw after the fact, it would be a little bit different, or a lot more different. Let's just be real. Drop a like, subscribe if you're brand new, if you're into content like that, and check this out, guys. Let's check this out.
The truth is out there, but we're going to need to look harder. This is what NASA said at its first public meeting on UFOs, a briefing that no one ever expected.
There's a real stigma among people reporting events. And despite NASA's extensive efforts to reduce this stigma, the origin of the UAPs remain unclear.
Yeah.
And we feel many events remain unreported.
And this is a video that they released on May 31st, so not long ago. It's been less than 2 weeks. And there's they were trying to compare a video with another video. One video they found, okay, it's kind of explainable, we can tell what it is, but this other video they're like, okay, we do not know what that is. And I'm truly fascinated by this, and I'm truly glad. I know trust is at an all-time low with NASA equals not a straight answer. We know that people are at a point where they're not gonna trust the government, and that's actually good. You should ask questions, never trust anything fully, but also be open-minded. The thing that I'm glad about is at least they're talking. It is as though now slowly but surely disclosure is happening. But are we gonna be getting the good disclosure, or are we gonna get the disclosure that is gonna be distraction, paranoia, scaring the public? What route are they gonna go? It's gonna be interesting to see.
Reported.
This is the same space agency that has spent decades debunking UFO sightings. So why is it suddenly talking about them?
Yeah.
Which brings us to the question, are UFOs real? Is there truly life beyond Earth? Are we not alone in this big, wide universe? Also, why should you care?
We are not alone, man. We're not, definitely.
Hello,
there's
welcome.
no way.
I'm Palki Sharma, and on this show, we'll try to read between the lines, the stated and the unstated, the obvious and the...
Definitely follow Palki. I've seen some videos of her, and she's very good. She's very good.
hidden, to bring you the full story.
Yes, sir. It is happening. But what year you think it's gonna happen? You think we're far away? You think it's near? It's quite interesting. The conversation has definitely been...
July 2nd, 1947. It was a quiet night in Roswell, a quaint town in the US state of New Mexico. But a loud noise broke the silence. A craft crashed at a ranch near the town. 6 days later, American forces made a shocking statement.
Flying saucer,
They said they've recovered a flying disc from the ranch. The statement was soon retracted. They issued another statement. This time they said it was a weather balloon that had crashed. In fact, the government changed its story a few more times, which led to rumors. Some said it was a UFO. Others insisted they saw bodies of aliens. Either way, it became America's most...
It's crazy that they flip-flopped their answer that much back then. First they said that it was a flying saucer, then they said no, it's another thing. Now, here's the thing, right? Imagine they were speaking the truth. Imagine that it was not a saucer. I believe it was a saucer. Something definitely happened there, right? Because you have a lot of whistleblowers, a lot of different sources claiming that, yep, they did recover alien bodies. I'm a believer. I like to believe it. But what if, let's just play the devil's advocate here, right? What if the government really was speaking the truth and they were, and it was definitely like a balloon? Even if that's really true, people are not going to believe it because of so much misinformation that has happened over the years, over the decades, that it's just... it's not impossible, but it's just very hard to believe that story, especially when you flip-flop your answer left and right.
infamous UFO incident. It inspired books, movies, a TV series based on the town, and even a saucer-themed McDonald's.
Yeah, crazy.
The government may say aliens are not real, but the obsession with them is definitely real. Take movies, for example. There's E.T., the story of a boy befriending an alien. Or Men in Black, a top-secret organization that monitors alien activity. Halloween costumes, Facebook groups, and even pages dedicated to prove aliens are in fact real. The United States has an unhealthy obsession, and no, it's not burgers, it is aliens or extraterrestrial life.
It's not, yeah, you can say obsession, but I would say obsession is kind of like a bad word. It's just two of the biggest questions we as humanity, as the whole humanity has. What happens when we die, and are we alone in the universe? And both answers are equally terrifying. If we're alone, then that's like, damn, right? Like we're the only one. That's crazy. Which I do not believe. I do believe that there are billions of galaxies, each has billions of planets. The fact that on our own planet we have sea life, sea creatures, marine life, we got animals. Just look at cats and dogs. Completely different. It's completely different. There's so much on our planet, and you look at that and finding out that there are billions of galaxies, billions of planets. There has to be at least one, right? At least one planet out there that holds intelligent life. At least one. I would like to believe that.
But where did this obsession begin? And how are UFOs a part of this? Once again, we'll rewind to 1947. A pilot named Kenneth Arnold was flying his plane. Soon he took a detour to search for a downed aircraft. Arnold clearly did not find that plane, but what he did spot was a fleet of saucer-like aircraft. According to him, they were speeding across the sky. The next day, the term flying saucer was in the papers. This was the origin of modern UFO lore.
1942.
But what exactly is a UFO? UFO stands for Unidentified Flying Object, an aerial phenomenon that you cannot really explain. Americans could not explain it, so they decided to...
I also do believe that the reason, it's probably not true, but I believe that part of it can be true where, you know, stuff was flying around, they just seriously didn't know what it was, called it UFO because unidentified object, and they're like, okay, we do not know what that is, so therefore we're not gonna come to a definitive answer, and we're not gonna tell the public, yeah, it's aliens, right? Because it's UFO, we just do not know. Maybe it's foreign technology, that's why we're not gonna tell the public, because it might be China's technology, it might be Russia's technology, it might be someone else's technologies that is looking to spy on the US. So I feel like that's a logical explanation. That's part of one explanation. Maybe that's one of the reason why the government just never come forward talking about it as openly as they are now. It's one of the reasons which I think holds some weight, but clearly there's way more than that. Clearly there's a group that's being funded, there's a group that knows what's going on, but they won't tell the public for a good or bad reason. I don't know, but it's definitely a crime for hiding that information from humanity, man.
Investigate it. Thus began Project Saucer. But the name did not seem to take off like UFOs, so the project was soon renamed. It was called Project Sign. It began in 1948 and ran for only 1 year. That's because of an internal split. One group thought UFOs were not real, the other thought they were too dangerous. Neither could agree with the other side, so the project failed.
Damn.
But this just underlines the government's obsession with aliens and UFOs. Alien talk is not just jargon here. It reaches the highest levels of the government, like the defense forces, even the Pentagon. In fact, the Pentagon has a UFO office. Imagine this, thousands of taxpayer dollars being used to figure out if aliens are real. If it was any other country, it would be a big joke by now, but not the United States. They and their government are invested in this. In fact, a US military base is synonymous with UFOs. It's called Area 51. This is a US Air Force installation in southern...
Area 51 is a distraction. It is all about Area 52.
Oh shit!
Okay, it is all about... Maybe they renamed it. Area 51 is just like the main thing people look at, but they make sure it's not there. That's what we're hearing, allegedly. I don't claim to know anything. I haven't... believe it or not, I've never been to Area 51. Believe it or not, okay? But what they are saying, what they say, the whistleblowers, that it's not Area 51, it's just distraction. It is Area 52, which is around. It's basically in this area, but this takes the shots essentially.
Nevada, a military installation in the middle of nowhere. In fact, it became so popular that thousands wanted to storm it.
Yeah,
Of course,
crazy, man.
no
Not long
aliens
ago, huh?
attended this event, and thankfully, no one broke into the base. But it just goes on to show how obsessed the US is. However, Washington is not alone in wondering if we are alone. UFO sightings are a thing across the world. From Europe to China, the interest is real.
Damn.
But most of it is just speculation.
That video is actually kind of legit. The one that we saw on the highway, like this one, that is crazy. Like, holy. Because I've seen it, but it's one of those videos that I'm not sure if it's true or not. That's like a street light, and yeah, people are recording. So many people are recording. Like, holy shit, this is one of those videos that is in broad daylight. Number one, the quality is not the best, but it's not the worst. There are dozens of people recording. Cars, people are leaving their cars to record. That is crazy. Holy shit, when you think about it. 2016 seems like a long time ago, and it's been a while ago, but still, in UFOs, alien situation, aliens talk, not that long.
But most of it is just speculation. India too has had its fair share of sighting claims. Locals have reported them in places like Pune, Kerala, even Ladakh. There are videos all over social media, but unlike America, we're not spending money to investigate them. And not just us. Most nations just treat...
Let me do this real quick. I know this is out of character on this UFO channel, but holy, man, holy. And that's what I'm saying, right? Why is it always Russia, US, and China? Why is it always these three?
Treat it as any other viral phenomenon, observe and move on. Which brings us to the NASA briefing we started with, a one-of-a-kind public briefing on UFOs. NASA obviously had a more scientific name for them. They called them Unidentified Anomalous
UAP.
Phenomena,
They changed
aka UAPs. Doesn't sound as good as UFOs, but that acronym had a 70-year head start. NASA went and investigated 800 incidents. And here are a few takeaways. First, most of the sightings can be explained, like a Bart Simpson balloon mistaken for a UFO. But some remain a mystery.
To understand UAP better, targeted data collection, thorough data curation, and robust analyses are needed. Such an approach will help to discern unexplained UAP sightings, but even then, there's no guarantee that all sightings will be explained.
Second, NASA investigations are often limited because of privacy concerns.
Yeah.
Third, stigma. Pilots may witness phenomena like these, but hardly talk about them. What NASA aimed to do with this briefing was perhaps shatter that stigma. So is this a new era for NASA? An era of transparency?
Maybe.
The agency and its scientists
I still believe that it's the topic is very young. Not the topic itself is very young. Obviously, it's been around for decades, centuries. People have been talking about it for years and years. But in terms of NASA, in the dictionary of NASA, this topic is very, very young. I think they're just getting started. They're just gonna start to talk about it, and I think that's positive. That's good. But I'm not sure what this means. Are we gonna get a good ending, or are we gonna get the bad ending, right?
have faced harassment over claims that they were hiding the truth about aliens. Hence this public briefing. A detailed report is expected to follow. But NASA's briefing did not answer the most asked question.
Yeah.
Is there life beyond Earth? If you
They're probably
tuned
gonna
into this
tape.
briefing looking for answers about aliens, you would
know.
have been pretty disappointed.
Yep.
For years, scientists too have ignored
I think they're slowly but surely building it up. But I think we're really at a point where they can say, because movies have what's the word? It's not coming up. The movies have desensitized and has prepared and ready us for that. Pretty much anyone you ask is either gonna say they believe it, or they'll be like, yeah, that can be a possibility. I'm not a believer, but I'm not gonna be shocked. Everybody will be shocked the day they finally reveal it, or the day magically they appear and we see them all over on the news. When I say all over on the news, I mean all over on the news, and we'll actually see them for the first time. That's when people will be shocked. Even people that believe. I'm a believer. I feel like I'll be shocked. The reaction is gonna be priceless the day it happens. And I don't know when that day will be. Maybe they're slowly but surely drift feeding. It feels like they're drift feeding. Does it feel like they're drift feeding to you? Let me know.
about this. But the scientific community is going through a shift. They're starting to accept that there could be extraterrestrial life out there. I mean, look at the latest discoveries. Icy oceans on the moons of both Jupiter and Saturn, organic compounds found on asteroids and comets, traces of a raging river found on Mars, all environments that are capable of supporting primitive life, all indications that life may exist beyond Earth. We haven't found any hard proof yet, but NASA says it is still exploring. In fact, its key priority remains search for life elsewhere in the universe. A principle of science is that you cannot rule anything out unless and until you're 100% sure. Any and every discovery relies on one thing: asking questions and finding evidence. The universe is huge and ever expanding. We haven't unlocked all of its secrets yet. There is still so much that we do not know.
Guys, click on this video on the screen. This is that guy's testimony from the Las Vegas UFO crash. Click on this video on the screen. On the left, it's one of those videos that they don't want you to see. Check these videos out, guys, and I will see you right there.